Hi friend, it's your face, Sonnie here. Have you already mentioned that I changed the design of the channel? I'm so excited actually because after I cut my hair and look at myself in the mirror, I realized that this is it. This is a new era in my life. I fully accepted the fairy side in myself, which already was lovingly growing for the past, I believe, maybe 2 years or so. I always dreamed to live in this such tender and sweet aesthetic that you already can see in my channel. And there were obstacles on my path to become such a sweet girl, but the more empowered I become, the easier for me to demonstrate my vulnerable, feminine, and fairy side in me. So for me, it's really important. It's an acceptance of something that always wanted to be there in the world, because literally before, maybe like 5 years ago, I would look like a black witch, which is okay for those with whom this aesthetic resonates, but for me, these visuals were my traumatic representation, like my trauma manifested itself. I was trying to feel more secure, and black color for me personally represents power and security. I use black color when I need those qualities, power and security. Past 2 weeks were pretty difficult for me. After my flu, I got my finals, and after finals, even during them, I got my burnt out, as I usually have in the end of every semester. After this, I spent a few days recovering, and yesterday I spent the whole day in silence. I found a place where it's silent, and it's you know how difficult it is to do it in the big city? Now I know. And it really helped me to restore my energies. So today I want to do this reading, and let's choose your group. For group 1, we have purple color candle and progressions with journey card. For group 2, we have white color candle and 4th house with home. And for group 3, we have pink color candle with 5th house and passion. If you still didn't decide, you can pause video right now, or you can rewatch previous part of the video again and listen to your intuition again. This is what helps me. If you already chose your group, go to the timestamps down below, and we are going to start from the group 1 right now. Hey group 1, today decided to choose purple color candle and progressions with journey. Before we begin, let's light our intention candle. I have a quick announcement that I forgot to say while I was recording the main video. I decided to do a commitment to my goal, achieve 1000 subscribers before the new year 2023, and I really want to ask you for help with this. I want to see a community here with people who communicate with each other and with myself. So this goal could be the first thing that we achieve together. Please subscribe to my channel. That could be a little thing for you, but for me it means everything. Because as I said, people are more important than anything else. Because I literally cried yesterday when I was praying and talking with Goddess and explaining her how much I want to help others. So yeah, join my community, join this goal, and let's see if we will be able to achieve it. If you have some important intention in your head already right now, please focus on this intention. If you don't know what to think about, what to feel about, you can try to think what associations you have with the world journey or with the world progression. Maybe something in your soul will respond to those words, and you will understand what intention you might want to learn about from the spirit right now. What I mean by this is that when I lit this candle, after you focus on your intention, I will give you some time, maybe a few seconds. We will see how spirit responds on the energy of your intention. And basically, this would be just a quick representation of what's happening right now on the most subtle plane with these energies of your desire, how you're progressing on your path, I believe, towards this desire. So you can, of course, always pause video if you're still thinking about it. It's better to do a few deep breaths. Let's do at least 3 deep breaths together. Deep breath in and out. One more time. In. And out. And last time. In. And out. Let's lit your candle right now. I feel this, first of all, it's a very stable energy. It's so beautiful. Even if my window right now it's open, the fire do not move an inch. Like, it's so stable and it's so beautiful. It's not very big, especially in the beginning. It was pretty small. However, this energy of confidence, like maybe this intention that you were thinking about right now, or now it became bigger. So this intention is something that sits deep in your core. It is something that is really, really important for your being overall during whole your life. But it is not fully opened itself. You might not even totally understand how important it is for you to receive something, to achieve something that you were thinking about, because it can have some deeper meanings, some bigger implications on your life. And because it was so stable and now it like really rise really strongly, I understand that it's something also inevitable. Like, it doesn't matter how you walk in your life, you will still be able to achieve this intention. Maybe, again, it's about underlying energies, right? It's about feelings. It's about not maybe material results, but like how you will feel if you will receive something that you really want. Maybe there is also a message right now I hear that maybe stability is something that you're lacking right now, currently. Just because it's a part of our life, there are some days when we feel unstable, and it doesn't mean that we're actually unstable, overall in our life. But if you are right now in this situation where you lost your balance, this is a message from Spirit to you that you didn't turn away from your main intention. It's okay. You're still moving forward. I also wanted to focus on this card that you decided to choose today, Progressions and Journey. In this deck, this card talks about the imprinting that stars and planets have on us the moment when we were born, but also next few months. And basically the idea is that those progressions, like how planets move and those energies that affect us during first few months, they create this plan for our life, right? And it's basically a map for our journey. And the important message from this card is that maybe we cannot choose what we're going through. Maybe it is our fate to go through some things. However, only we decide and only we choose what the result would be in the end. Because you might understand that the same situation can happen to two different persons, and one of them would feel confident and blessed, even if it is something negative on the first side, and another one would like curse everything and everyone and experience hatred and pain. In this situation, we can understand that it is the difference in perception. It is the difference in knowledges and skills, because to be able to perceive something as a positive thing, even when they harm us, it is a huge skill. And skills, we do not born with skills. We learn them. So even if right now what's happening in your life might feel like something that is out of your control, this is a message that you at least you can control your emotions, your reactions. Maybe it would be better to say that not reactions, but actually your understanding of these reactions. Because it's truth. Sometimes our reactions uncontrollable, it's okay. But what's happening after this reaction, how I analyze it, how I interpret it, this reaction, what words I say myself after it. For example, literally, I believe a few days ago, I spent 4 hours playing game and my head was in pain. My eyes were in pain, of course, after it. And I turned off the game and I was like, and here are two options. First option, three options, three. First option is to judge myself, of course, is to panic and whine and complain to myself, on myself, and be like, now I don't want to do anything. I'm so tired. My head is in pain. Why I did this again? You might understand. The classic reaction. Number one, I believe, in list for everyone, for most of us. Second option is to ignore this and continue playing, for example, or, I don't know, start watching Netflix or go and eat some pizza. I can't eat pizza because fat food doesn't work for me at all. So, I don't know what is worse. I believe both options are pretty bad. And the third option that I chose, because I work on this so many years already, this is a skill that I gained slowly but surely. The third option was to stop, close my eyes, and ask myself, what's up, girl? What's happening? Why you're so scared? Because I know that if I spend 4 hours refusing from outer world, refusing from inner world, focusing on only one thing that already provokes pain in my body, right? That means that I'm really, really scared of something. I'm trying to escape from something. I know it already. So I started to talk with myself from compassion. What's happened? Like, what do you want, my sweet little baby? I literally talk with myself with those words. I start to, stroke my hand or my head. I would do those tender things that would bring me more feeling of security. I would tell her, my inner child, my part that was playing this 4 hours, I would tell her that I'm with you, it's okay, I know you're scared, I will help you, trust me, I'm here, let's do it together, let's choose kind of positive aspects of the situation, what's happening. And this is what I mean by you decide what result would be. Because the result of this situation with my game playing was that I gained another level of trust to myself. I understand one more time what I was scared of. And it was connected to documents that I had to work on, and I was avoiding this situation. I'm like, yes, documents are a really scary thing for me. I'd better prepare for it next time before it. So, I gained more knowledge about myself. And I healed a little more wounds in relationships with myself with this reaction. And you might understand what results could be if we choose first option or second option that I offered to you. And this is so important for you to understand that even if you feel like you're trapped in obstacles and in circumstances, and you cannot change anything and you have to stay in the same place, first of all, it will pass. Because it's a progression. It changed, maybe very slowly, but it changed. Second, as I said, you always have something to change. If you cannot change outer circumstances, you have to work on the change in your perception of those circumstances. Another thing that could help when something like this happening is to do a timeline, to step back and look on your life journey overall. Maybe even to imagine yourself in the end of your journey and kind of being there, how you would look back on your current situation. This type of exercise is usable many times in your life. Even if you already did it some time in your life before, you can repeat it. And we can repeat it many times. It doesn't mean that it won't work this time. So by imagining yourself in the end of your journey and by looking at current situation, it could be easier for you to zoom out from your current beliefs that basically do not allow you to accept the situation. And it could give you some meaning of what's happening right now, and it could give you more confidence and calmness. That's just how it worked for me and for many people whom I know. Maybe you will open something additional for you there. Let's look at another 2 cards that I have for you. Ascendant and 10th house with authority. Those 2 cards definitely connected because Ascendant talks, and we have entrance, right? Ascendant, entrance. This card talks about how we entered this life, and this is a very big connection in how we enter any new situation in our life. So, for example, I was late to be born. I'm not sure how to say it right, but I was late on 2 weeks, basically. And this really affects my life. It's difficult for me to start new things. I do it really slowly, and many times in my life I would think like I had to start it much earlier. It's definitely truth. So this is like another imprintement kind of on me, I believe, right? This is part of my plan of my life. However, like knowing this, learning about this part of myself helped me to learn how to avoid negative consequences of this and how to gain positive consequences from this, because I'm slow when I start. I know it already. First of all, the acceptance of this already helped me to remove a huge part of self-judgment. But how I use it, I'm slow because I'm learning about everything. I'm preparing for everything. Like I'm diving deep into all those things. And like, of course, it's a good thing. I can start later than some people, but I would be so prepared that I'm not sure who would get better results, just because it's part of my personality, my journey. For other person, it would be stupid to wait. They have to start from the moment they thought about it. Those are differences. Maybe try to think about it. Who are you? How you start new things in your life, new relationships, new projects. Like, do you maybe become overstimulated and over-focused on something? Those aspects, like you can hate yourself for those things, or you can start to accept the fact that it's part of you and you have to learn how to use it only for your benefits. I feel this important message also, that maybe it's a little different part of interpretation. However, this card of Ascendant could also talk about what you show, like what you demonstrate to other people. And the idea here, the problem here could be is it genuine or not? Do you demonstrate outside of you, right? Your entrance, something that people first see in your house, your entrance, right? What you demonstrate outside, is it the same thing that is actually happening deep inside? For example, do you say that you're okay when you actually need a hug? Or do you feel that you can do everything, or do you say that you can do everything in the moments when you actually don't know how to do it and maybe even cannot do it? So this lie can really has huge impact, because telling something, and truly, especially if you truly believe in those words, while in reality happening something opposite, can really mess up with your soul and can bring depressive states, depressive emotions, because depression can be different and it could be passive and it could be active. And when it is active, it's so difficult to catch it. Because when you are active, when you're doing a progressions, you kind of doing something in your life, you doing it, right? But nothing is good, and you are not happy, and like in the end of the day, you're crying somewhere. And this is a sign of depression, when you press your emotions and you hide them. And as I said, like saying that you're okay in the moments when you're not. This is depression. What does it mean actually? And in my opinion, depression is not a disease, but it is a state, basically, consequence of actions that had implications on your mind and soul, and many different levels are there. However, if you feel that something is off, even when you're kind of happy every day and everything is okay, try to tap into this thing. Where do you lie? Where you're not so sincere. Maybe you wanted to tell some people already to fuck off. And you wanted to tell them this 100 times already, but every time you're like, that's okay, that's okay, I don't want to make a conflict, I don't want this. But like every time you continue thinking this is not okay, because you have to solve this somehow, this situation, because every time when you do it, or when you think it and then you suppress it, you just harming your soul here and now. It doesn't mean that you need to go and say those words to someone. Sometimes it is a solution. Many times it is not a solution, but you have to solve this issue in yourself. You either need to go and say this to them and see what consequences might be, or you either need to go and find the ways how to stop hating them, like how to change your perspective, if it's possible. Sometimes it's not possible. Like, I'm against this toxic positivity. I'm truly for adequate negativity and for freedom of emotions. I just understand that each situation is very unique. This is why I give different perspectives. However, the older I become, the more I step into my power, the more I understand that fuck off is one of the magical words. If you struggle with confidence of speaking out loud or speaking your truth, maybe it is also could be connected to part of your journey. It could be that it was, again, somehow imprinted on you, right? And listen, this is important. It doesn't mean that you are going to suffer from this all your life. You can shift it and change it, as I said in the beginning of the reading already. Please remember, if someone near you is confident to speak out loud about their emotions, and you are not like them, it doesn't mean that you cannot learn those skills. It just means that maybe you will need to learn a little more about confidence. Maybe you will need to try and go and practice it somewhere. While this other person, they were born with different imprinting, different plan for their life. And for them, it's easy. But for them, it's difficult to shut the fuck up. Like me, for example. Yeah, we all have our problems with and our strengths. Okay, with the authority and 10th house. So yeah, here's the thing. It could be this overall energy of fate. I feel it here, like your struggles with what is fated for me. Can I actually change something, or will I again suffer from something all my life? I tried so many times, but it looks like everything comes back every time. So authority in a way that like higher authority, right? It's a good question for you would be to ask yourself what relationships you have with higher authority. Do you actually think that your life is dependable of some energies that are not in your power? Maybe if you think about it like this somewhere in your subconscious mind, you can use this as a way of avoidance of taking on responsibility on yourself. Because why I would try again if like everything is already destined and like decisions were already made somewhere there. And as I said, maybe, just maybe, because who am I to say this, but maybe you are destined to live through some situations, but only you decide what outcome of those situations would be. And this card literally tells you that it is time to step into your personal authority and take responsibility of your life on yourself. If you think that you are a weak person, then go and work on those muscles in all meanings. Work on your physical muscles, work on your mental muscles, work on your compassionate muscles, because everything is a muscle. I need to go and to the gym also. I feel weak lately. But what I mean by this is that stop blaming others for the fact that they are powerful. Stop blaming others for the fact that they are more successful or like anything that you want to achieve. Go and work on this thing on yourself. And the previous part of my message was that if someone was born with something, it doesn't mean that you cannot achieve it. Remember that they have their own consequences of their talents and lucks. You definitely have your own beautiful path and you have own beautiful powers. I am extremely hypersensitive person. Because of this, I went through so many shit in my life. But only because of this, I can read cards and I can help people and I can look into the souls of people. And even before, when I worked as a counselor, mainly, I would literally read soul hearts and minds, and people would open to me exactly because I'm so hypersensitive. Also because of this, it was really difficult for me to restore after sessions. And here's the thing, I can suffer and judge again myself or others for the fact that it's difficult for me to restore after sessions. Or I can go and learn more about restoration, about self-care. You feel it, right? This is my weakness and I have to pay attention to this weakness and I have to be responsible for my weaknesses. I have to support them. I have to heal them. I have to clean them when it's needed. Another thing, I'm pretty weak. My body is sensitive, right? Not only my mental situation is sensitive, but body also is really sensitive. This is why it kind of can be considered weak because some people were doing drugs with me and they were kind of okay, while I was literally dying. I felt really bad. This is exactly what helped me to quit. Thanks to my hypersensitivity and weakness. And I can suffer from my sensitivity all my life if I will not listen to it and if I will continue killing it with poisonous stuff. Or I can use it for better of myself and for better of other people. And this is also connected to you. What are your unique abilities that you were born with? What are some abilities that you were not born with and that you are lacking? It is your responsibility to understand what you're lacking, what your weak sides, what your strong sides, and continue supporting your strong sides and never take them for granted. Never. Please be so appreciative for your talents because you never know what might happen tomorrow. And one day you might suddenly lack of this talent. This is something that I started to think about, and suddenly I was able to appreciate my talents much more. And work on your weak sides, because this is your responsibility to grow them stronger, to start using them, and to become more confident in yourself. We see here mountains on this card. And on this card, we also see mountains. And basically here, this card, last message was that, wait, I will read it, wait. Wherever you are in your evolution, it's time to take the step up the mountain of leadership, empowerment, and accomplishment. This is it. This is it. Hear me out. This is it. Especially if you are dreaming about being a leader in your field. Especially if you feel called to be a leader. If situation around you showing you that actually like other people cannot take this role as you see it. And another message from this card was also that it would be super cool exercise for you to maybe write down how you feel and see the true leader. What do you think the true leader should be? What qualities they should have? This exercise can help you to see exactly areas of your life that you should be working on to be a leader. And this is the thing, some people do not want to lead others, and this is absolutely okay. We all have different roles in our life, but you have to be a leader in your life. It's impossible to step into your power and fully realize your potential if you're refusing from leading yourself. And I want to look, I know that there were only 3 cards, okay? And I want to look at Fairy Oracle additionally. And that should be it, because there were so many messages in those 3 cards. I mean, that was a lot. Now I want to look at Fairy Oracle, because, yes, now I'm going to connect with Fairy aesthetic more and more, because, oh my God, yes. Suddenly I started to like it. I mean, not suddenly. You know when you don't like something and then you don't like it and you feel that it's only because someday you will start to love it? I have this thing in me. This is also part of my plan. And I already know it. If something like I don't like this stuff, this is not for me. Sometimes I literally feel that it means that lately it would be my stuff. All right, another message for you is moderation. Is there something you know you shouldn't be eating? Try to eat mindfully and healthy, although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. I have no idea what means last phrase. I mean, of course, totally through the context I can understand. However, moderation is a beautiful message for you, group number 1. To be able to step into your power, you should start moderating your behavior. It is not only about your food, it is about everything. And we have purple candles here. It's so beautiful. It is about what you're consuming overall, how you spend your time, energy, and money. Something in your life need to be moderated. And if you already was thinking about it for quite some time, maybe it's a huge sign to do it at last. And it's a special message. If you experience financial problems and you do not have clear understanding of where your money goes, this is a sign for you to count everything, to write down each and every spending from you. I believe we all most of us use our cards, so you can download your bank statement and go through each and every transaction. You have to work on this. This might not look so interesting for you, but this is part of the basement of your stability in your life. Another card is inspiration. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the Fairy of Inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. It's so beautiful. So here is the message for you, is that even if right now you experience some stagnation in your creative work or in your work, like you don't have enough motivation or inspiration on doing something, Don't be scared that it is forever, first of all. Second, it is time for preparation for inspiration. For example, when I don't feel like working, for example, yesterday was like this, or day before, I would clean my house. I would clean my body and soul. I would prepare for the moment where a theory of inspiration visit me. Or maybe I would actually stimulate this inspiration in me, because when it's clean in my home, when I'm clean and rested, right? When I was meditating yesterday, 30 minutes somewhere in the nature where it was really quiet, I was preparing for my inspiration, because when it came today, this morning, my old duties were done and I didn't have so much in my head. I could fully focus on this inspiration and start working on it. This is what you might also start developing in yourself. This is a skill of preparation. And sometimes also I feel it that sometimes when you don't have a lot of motivation, for example, you kind of not really lazy, but you also don't really want to do some chores or some work or school, for example. But you kind of okay, like maybe it would be good to at least do something, at least little thing about your work or your school or your chores, because you never know what will happen in the end of the semester. This is a metaphor, but this is truth, right? So if you have at least some energy, like not when you're exhausted or you're in big pain and hatred, in those moments you have to work on your soul, definitely. But when you're like, go and do your work, at least a little. Another card for you is protection. The fairies of protection are shielding you with a magical fairy ring of love and light. Oh, it's so beautiful. Practice psychic protection before embarking upon any spiritual work. It's so beautiful. Oh my God. So my dear group number one, those of you who work spiritually, don't forget about your protection. Connect with energy of earth, connect with energy of light, create a shield around you, just mentally imagine it, or use any other kind of protection that you know about. Work with crystals, work with smells, but find a way, a ritual for you that will bring you confidence and that will allow you to feel protected, because real protection comes from your heart, from yourself. Protection that, like other instruments that we use, they can help us to channel this energy, they can help us to be more connected to this energy, but actual protection, we are the source of our protection. So find a way how you can open this for yourself or be more connected. Like, because I meditate every day for quite some time already, when I become distressed, now I start to see and feel protection in this silence. That's something for me. And I listen to the silence that is basically base of any sound. I know how difficult it can sound, but I'm working on this for a few years already. So lately I started to see results in my meditations. And lost and found. What was once lost is about to be found, thanks to the lost and found fairies. Sometimes she can help us find things we never ever realized were lost. It's so cool, oh my God. So first of all, it could talk about the inspiration that you thought that you lost. And another thing is about your power, about authority. You will find your power very shortly. It will happen naturally, because when you accept more and more your problems and you accept fate, you step into the energy of alignment with the flow of your life. And like I feel here that your life is going to change in a way that you were not expecting, and this would be something so inspiring for you additionally. Like you would start suddenly feel those energies. When you become more relentless, when you less complain and avoid, you might start to feel much more loved and much more calm and confident and inspired. And don't forget about words of kindness towards yourself. Those could be so important to restore your relationships with yourself, to heal your wounds that connected to self-expression. Because if you will allow yourself to express yourself near yourself, and then after this you will support and talk kindly with yourself, this might help you to learn how to express feelings to others also. I believe those were all messages for you, my dear group number 1. Please comment down below if something resonated with you, or if you just want to support my channel and my work, because your comments, subscriptions and likes are the most important thing for my channel to grow. I want to reach 1000 subscribers till New Year, 2023. This is what I want in my life for a few years already. So please help me subscribe on my channel, and let's see, will I be able to reach this goal with you or not? Stay strong. Let's go together to our dreams. And I see you next time. Bye. Hi group 2. Today decided to choose white color candle with this beautiful, amazingly beautiful card home. And before we begin, I want to tell you that I have a dream to achieve 1000 subscribers before New Year 2023. And I decided to make it a goal and talk about it out loud to start manifesting more actively in reality. I am scared, not gonna lie, that I will not achieve this goal. However, I want to try. I want to do everything that I can, and I want to ask you for your support. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. It could be not the big deal for you, but for me it could be a deal breaker, right? Because absolutely every person is so important for me. So yeah, before we begin your reading, we are going to lead the intention candle. Please focus on the intention that is important for you right now. If nothing comes onto your mind, you can focus on the word home and what associations it brings to your mind and to your soul. And maybe you will find intention, your deep and important desire around this word. Before I lit the candle, we need to do a few deep breaths, because it's one of the most important things to focus and to align with all energies. Let's do a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. One more time, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And last time. And out. Perfect. Now come back to your intention if you lost it while you were breathing. And I'm going to lit your candle. So I see that in the beginning, firstly, it looked like the fire is going to rise, but actually it becomes smaller suddenly, and then it rises again, and right now it continues steadily rising. So I see that there is indecisiveness and not full and total confidence in what you actually mean by your intention and what you actually want. Like, I want this, but I'm not sure, but I actually want it, but like maybe not. And this indecisiveness could interfere with your intention energy, obviously, because if you ask something from universe and then next day you say that, well, actually, I don't really want it. It would be too much trouble to achieve it and all this stuff. Obviously, universe would have mixed signals, and this could prolong, first of all, achievement of your dreams, desires, and intentions. And second, this indecisiveness could bring more uncomfortable feelings towards your overall situation in your life, and it could interfere with other intentions that are already working on you. So please, if something that you are thinking about right now is in this state, maybe it would be good for you to meditate on this intention during some days, few days. And by meditate on intention, I mean that you need to find a comfortable position where you can basically close your eyes and breathe deeply and focus on this desire without judgment. I know how difficult it could be, but if you will try to zoom out from your current perspective and just imagine this desire as it is and not judge it in a good or a bad way, not give it your opinion, and just continue sitting in the energy of this desire and breathing deeply, even 5 minutes per day during the week, for example, during 10 days, would bring you so much clarity in understanding what actually you want from this desire. It could even change. This intention could change. Like during your meditations, you can find that you're leaning closer to something else. Or after meditation, there could be sudden insights that would allow you to understand that actually underneath this desire, there is a deeper and meaning. And for example, I don't want a new car. I want to feel secure because when I travel in transit, I don't feel secure. You know, something like this. And after your focus will shift on the deeper meaning, it could help you to be more confident in your intention. Your energy of intention would be more straightforward and collected. And obviously for universe, it would be much easier to produce this in material world for you. And obviously it's a metaphor, so just translate it on your situation. You decided to choose card home. So beautiful and so tender card. Just by looking on this card, I feel this longing for home, you know? And I believe that you might also experience it sometimes. And when you experience this longing for home, you should understand that it's longing for home inside you. Because even if material world, physical world is really important for us, obviously for our security, right? At least. We might feel lonely and without home, even when we live somewhere, because we lack this sense of home inside us, this sense of safety, security. We don't have this quiet place in our heart where we can come back and rest there in any possible situation. So for you, first important message would be is that if you experience trouble of finding a security and quietness around you, first of all, of course, try to do it in material world, like concretely find some time to go somewhere in the woods or somewhere where you know that there won't be a lot of noise, and just spend time there without phone, without screens. Literally just spend time, do what you want. This could help you to connect with the energy of safety, but you also need to cultivate this energy in your heart, in your mind, in your body. And I can give you like my personal suggestion, because I resonate with this energy very well right now, like currently. Last few days, I stepped into the energy of burnout from people. There are construction sites around my home, and because it is hot outside, my windows are always open, and people like to drink and smoke outside, and like, I'm tired, and I don't feel safe in my home right now, even if I love this new place that I moved to a few months ago. To solve this problem, I decided to start getting up earlier, because construction sites start working from 7 a.m. And right now, slowly but surely, it took some time for me. It took maybe a month. But now I'm getting up from 5 to 6. And now my goal is to move it even more, because the more quiet time I have, the better I feel during the day. Of course, I also have some problem with going to bed earlier, because, as I said, other people drink and like smoke and overall hanging out at night, and I hear this. But you know what? The moment I reached some level of burnt out, I was like, I'm going to sleep at 9 p.m. and I don't care. I will buy my earplugs and that's it. I don't care, because before I would complain that, oh my God, earplugs are so uncomfortable. You know what? I can bear with it. It's okay. Somewhere in the middle of the night, I would get up for a few seconds just randomly and take off those earplugs, or not. Or I would sleep in them whole night, and that's okay. But I feel so much better right now. Oh my God. Literally right now it's 7:21, but because it's a Saturday, they start working from 8 a.m. And it's so quiet. I'm so happy. Before it, I already cleaned the house, did a meditation, did yoga in quiet space. And now I'm working still in quiet space. This is the energy recharge. This is something that heals me every morning. And if I feel that I'm lack, that I need more, of course, we all experience energy decreases. Every one of us, not only those people who have menstruation. Those people who don't have menstruation are also affected by cycles. And we have energy increases and energy decreases during month and year and day even and week. Like all those cycles are important. So when right now I am on my moon days, and it's obviously energy decrease time for me. So now I need more care to feel more secure, and I actually use those. I found a place where it's not so loud. I still can hear a little of constructions situation, but not like really, really quiet. And I would meditate there, and I would do my work there, because I obviously I'm in school right now, and I also work on videos, right? So I can do it in any place. So if you have those minutes, even if you have, I'm telling you, 5 minutes for meditation, it's more than enough. Because a few months ago, I started exactly from 5 to 8 minutes of meditation. And it building itself, you know, it saves and it accumulates. That's what I was searching for. It accumulates. It's not like that, oh my God, it's only 5 minutes per day. It's 5 minutes per day, and how many minutes per month? Math is not for me, but like 5 times 3, you already counted, I guess. So I still don't have an answer. So it accumulates and it goes into your savings, your calm savings. Another message here with this home would be is that it is time to change something in your home. Again, to feel more secure, to feel more supported, to feel more inspired by your place. I also connected to this energy, because what I do when I get up at 4 and 5, I clean my home. I had my routine to do evening cleaning, night cleaning, but it was not enough, because I would also every day would just clean what I messed during this day, you know, like dishes and all this stuff. Everything that already accumulated in my house, I didn't have time and energy for it at night, because I would be tired. But this time, because I started to get up earlier, and right in the morning, right at 4 a.m., I'm not ready to work. I'm like dizzy and like, I'm not really sleepy, but I'm not ready to work. And I use the time when I'm not ready to do anything else to clean my room. And I actually will show you pictures of what I did. I hope it would inspire you if you also have these problems of mess that already expired many days or months ago, and you really want to remove it and to replace something, or to renovate somehow your house. Right now it's the time. It could bring you such a huge boost in energy. It could support you so much, because your home is your base where you recharge when you prepare for the challenges of the outer world. Please use your home as your base, as your security. And if you don't feel secure in your home right now, do something to help yourself. This could also be connected, obviously, to relationships with someone with whom you live. And if something annoys you a lot about their behavior that connected to your home place, that means that you should talk out loud. It's a sign for you that it's time to talk out loud. And even if you're afraid and scared that it could be a conflict and that nothing would help you, it doesn't matter. You still need to go and try. This is your duty. This is actually your responsibility to continue trying and to continue putting effort in building secure home around you, secure situation. And if your communication with your roommates or with your family doesn't help you, then you should go and find psychological help, not in a way of therapy, if you can afford it. Obviously, therapy helps because therapist has big amount of techniques that could help you. But you can do your own research. You can find your own ways how to communicate with your people. I know it by myself, again, by all my experience, that words matter, and how we pronounce those words also matter. And if I prepare my family before I say something, and if I say them that it's really nervous topic for me, I'm so scared that you would judge me, I'm really afraid to talk about it out loud, but I understand that I would better say it right now than I would lie to you and then I will snap on you. Please listen to me carefully and don't judge me straight after I will tell you this. Just, if it's possible, could you please consider thinking about this? For me, this work, it's my personal style. That's how I do it. That's what I refined during years of my psychological work practice. So, and this helps me. For other people, could be other techniques, and you need to try and find yours. The other thing actually that works for me, just as another example, right? Maybe it will help you. In other situation, I act absolutely differently. I would act more from the place of like aggressive power. Those previous words were from the place of vulnerable power. And it's also a power because it's a power of honesty and knowing yourself. But from aggressive point, I would be like, I don't care. This is enough. This is crossing of my boundaries. I'm not going to allow this anymore, and you should decide how you will work on this problem, and I'm not going to help you. This is your problem. This is it. It depends on the situation and it depends on the person. I hope you understand. Another beautiful cards for you today would be South Node with Past and Scorpio with Investigate. And what I can tell you, investigate your home past. This looks cool, actually. Not always you can read cards like this. Investigate your home past, or overall investigate your past to solve your problems with the home. Those could be important messages because South Node basically talks about our karma, about our trauma, about something that we bring to even to our new life from past lives. Or the metaphor of past life and new life could be actually transformed into one concrete physical life, because obviously I definitely consider maybe a year ago my past life, because I was so different, absolutely different. So do you see what I mean? Some past lives of you, maybe a few years ago when you were so different, but you earned your traumas there and you still holding them near your heart, while you already changed, while you already outgrow those traumatic events, but because you didn't went through them maybe again, right? Went through them from different perspective, with different help, they still drag you down. And this is an important and very deep message from this South Node card, is that again, it's your responsibility to heal yourself. No one in this world will heal your traumas. If you experience addictions, if you experience PTSD, OCD, those are all traumatic responses. Those are all malfunctioning coping mechanisms. And it's important to see that it's a coping mechanisms. So first of all, you should not judge yourself for those things, because you're trying to cope this is what you do, this is how you survived, and you continue surviving till this day. However, they are malfunctioning, they are harmful, and in the long run, they continue harming you and then continue bringing you more bad things than good things. This is some evil in your life, unfortunately, still. So you should start at least bring more mindfulness in those responses and in those reactions of yours. What could really help you? Breathing techniques. Why? Because breathing techniques help us mindfulness, help us awareness, learn mindfulness, learn awareness. Because when we breathe with any possible technique, there are many different techniques, we have to focus our attention on the breathing. And this collection of our focus in one concrete point and learning how to shift and move our attention, this is a skill, concrete skill, like learning how to use my hand with a toy, but then with this hand I can bake, I can write stories, I can groom my child. I learn it with the toy, right? But I can use it in so many different ways. So you can learn your awareness and mindfulness with a toy, with an instrument, breathing, and you would be able to use it in more difficult situation. This is such a beautiful metaphor. First time in my life I explained this idea like this, and I'm so proud of myself. Oh my God, I'm so inspired. Even more inspired right now to do breathing techniques even than before. I actually connect to breathing every time when I'm in stress. I repeated it so many times that when I feel stressed, I'm like, the first thing that I'm doing, I'm like, this is a learned stress response, beneficial stress response that helped me to cope in better ways than I would do it before. Another thing that basically is based on the awareness and on stress response techniques called dialectical behavior therapy, or DBT. I already sometimes mentioned this therapy, and I will continue mention it because this is a huge thing, especially for highly sensitive people, especially for those who went through some big traumas, as I said, and addictive people, and people who experience symptoms of borderline personality disorder. You might experience symptoms and you might not have the disorder, and it's okay, but do something, work on it. It's still your issue. So dialectical behavior therapy is first part of this therapy. And again, you can find resources online. There is my suggestion. You can write dialectical behavioral therapy peer-reviewed journals, because there you will find basically the research, official research on this therapy, if you're someone who likes those things. But I would really suggest it because basically I read so many articles on these dialectical behavioral therapy, and they explain there what's happening, and they give you the statistics how it helped other people, and it's so inspiring to work on those techniques. If you are bored by this, you can just find dialectical behavior, search for dialectical behavior techniques, and they are online and they are described online. If you, again, can afford therapy and you are into this, maybe search for a therapist. The first part of this therapy, they basically teach you mindfulness with breathing, with asking questions. You have here investigate with the Scorpio. Asking questions is what you have to do right now. This is no cap. You have to ask questions to help yourself go through this. You have to find your pure interest in current situation, not cursing everything and everyone and yourself, but asking why, what does it mean, what could I do, what I tried to do why it didn't help, what I tried to do why it helped, what exactly I did that helped. Many different questions, and mindfulness is about questions also. And the next part of this therapy, as I said, is learning beneficial stress response techniques. How to react on stress, what exactly, like step by step, what I have to go and do when I feel stress, when my breathing increases, when like I want to drink again right now, like I want to do it here and now. This is like every time when you experience huge, strong desire to do something, like you are itching, you may be sure that it is a stress response. Absolutely. With investigate, as I said, like mini, Scorpio has two symbols. Obviously Scorpion and Eagle. Why so different symbols? Because it's a very deep and mystical sign. It represents those energies that are not for the regular eye. And Eagle is one of the most higher tier mystical metaphor images, obviously, animals, which represent, because eagle flying so high, people always thought that eagle is connected to the god, to the spiritual realm, because it looks from such a high perspective on everything that's below them. Eagle could understand more. They could see bigger perspective, obviously, right? On the other side is a Scorpio, a creature that could go deep, that could dig deep under the culture, under the belief norms, deeper on the more sincere and genuine level. And those two energies are connected in this sign. And this is what the spirit wants to tell you. You should grow and you should transform to become bigger person, to become a person who can see bigger perspective, and the other side, the person who can go deeper and dive deeper. And this is also a skill. You can learn it. It's not something that is impossible to achieve. If it's difficult for you to focus on one concrete thing, if you experience some problems with focusing, I mean, I have ADHD, and I know that it's possible to learn, to find help, how to focus. Things that help me, timer, Pomodoro timer, obviously. This really helps with those actions that trains me. For example, school. I know. I just turn on 25 minutes. And for those of you who are overachiever or perfectionist, believe me, 25 minutes is enough if you experience severe problems with focusing. Because I thought that 25 minutes is like not enough. And I would do bigger sessions. And I would become so tired that I would stop working on school overall, like at all, be burned out again. 25 minutes is more than enough if you experience severe problems. Yeah, timer helped me, and morning routine really helps me right now, as you see, because I know that I got up, I clean my house if I feel so, I do yoga, I meditate, and right after this, without a hesitation, I started working on my channel. Maybe do videos, maybe do other stuff. This routine helps me to overcome resistance that I would experience otherwise. Another important message from Scorpio could be connected to your root chakra and to your pelvis zone. If you have some tension there, if you experience some physical problems there, you should understand that it is exactly the suggestion for you that investigation, going deep, going down, could help you to heal those zones. And of course, meditation on those zones. Putting your attention down there and sustaining it for some time, it's also diving deep. It's also investigating. No judgment. It's important for you. Overall, judgment here in your current situation will not help you. Stop making assumptions and start asking questions, as I already said, because your assumptions, your beliefs, the way how you already created a view on this world and now judging everything from this it already doesn't work and you experience the problems because you continue judging your current situation from past traumas, just imagine your current view on your world also shaped by your traumas. You have to respect this and you have to work on this, because respecting my trauma does not mean complaining and whining and like judging everyone that they don't understand my trauma. Respecting my trauma is knowing about it, learning about it. What are my responses on this trauma? What I can do to help myself when someone triggers me. This is your responsibility, not responsibility of others. How I can build adequate boundaries so other people don't trigger my trauma. And obviously the main question is what I can do to heal it. What I can do to heal it. Some traumas may be not possible to heal 100%. But I believe that it's possible to work on each trauma and it's possible to learn how to beneficially cope with them. Another message, if we will connect this to home and to issues with people in your home, for example, Scorpio could talk about sexual energy that's happening in the room, and you should be aware of those energies. And again, what awareness means, I know that it is happening and I don't judge myself for this. It's important because without awareness and with rejection of current energies and current emotions, only bad things happen, like you don't want it, I believe, in my heart. If there is some jealousy, for example, or possessiveness from you, first of all, you should understand that it won't help. It just wastes of your time. But on the other side, those are all signs that your soul signaling to you. Because if you experience jealousy or possessiveness, or you experience inadequate sexual tension towards someone whom you know better should not have this tension, that means that something in your soul tries to what? Manifest itself through those harmful coping mechanisms. Remember, it's also a coping mechanism. So it's your job to go and heal it. I see here that you have a lot of things to do. However, on the other side, if you're already working on everything that I told you right now, you're doing a great job. You're doing exactly what you need to do. And with your intention candle that was not so sure in the beginning, I see here that by clearing up your past, the road for the future before you would become more clear. Clearing past will allow you to clear your future, obviously. Because right now you're walking towards your future in the fog. You're not really sure, you don't see for far away. Exactly, because at least half of your energy is spent on looking back. This would really mess up with your ability to look forward, don't you think? Let's use our fairy oracle, because now I'm fairy, that's what I decided, and it's actually a pretty good oracle for good suggestions from spirit. Life energy. The happy fairy of sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to shine your light and to reveal anything in the shadows that need to be healed. Inner child. The fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. Amazing. So this is so amazing. So about this inner child and home and past investigation, everything is connected right now. Heal your inner child, obviously. If you have some trauma connected to your home, when you were raised, to your parenting, how people parented you, obviously. Please take a responsibility to heal your inner child. They need your attention right now. They're suffering. Remember that in moments when you suffer, your inner child suffers even much more. I know how difficult it could be to be compassionate towards our inner child when they are crying inside us. I understand it. But playing, as we read in this card, could be really beneficial for you. Do something silly and fun. Do something unexpected. South Node also talks about patterns, karmic patterns in our life, cyclic patterns, something that repeats itself in the same order again and again, or you feel like something is repeating and you cannot break past this cycle. And this is actually also from therapy. Doing unexpected things, doing sudden things that are safe things, that's important. And it can help you to break those patterns every time. One of the examples I can tell you is to start thanking yourself for judgment. Thank you so much, my dear Soonie, for judging myself today. I'm really glad that you're trying to help me with this method. This is a paradox that breaks through the net of my beliefs. Also, if you really wanted to do something fun for some time, for example, do bungee jumping, of course, it shouldn't be extreme. Anything fun. I don't know, go and buy a new flower. Or what else fun things we could do introverts? Besides bungee jumping and buying new flowers. I think you can imagine your thing, right? You can imagine what you wanted to do fun. Go and do it. Do not neglect those child desires from your soul just because you have work to do and you have important things to solve. You should pay attention to your inner child. And in response, your healed, your happy inner child will bring you tons of energy, tons of inspiration, desire to live, desire to solve problems, happiness. We should not always be happy, but it's always cool to find a way how to become happy more often, Magical Gateway. I never saw this card in the reading before. It takes courage and trust to venture into the unknown, yet this is where the greatest rewards are. It's time to step boldly forward without looking back. I just felt it so deep. I will not translate this card in any way, because if you know it, you know it and you felt it right now as I felt it. Pure intention, the fairy of manifestation, will help you to use your wishes wisely. Manifest your heart desires with pure intention and for the highest good of all. This card is connected to the intention candle. And this card is talk about purity of your intention. That you have to clear your intention. You have to gain more understanding of what exactly you want. Like you have to dive deep into your intention and find is it a pure positive intention or does it contain some negativity? Like you need to work on some manifestation, maybe techniques. Maybe it could help you to understand better why your intention doesn't work still. And I want to take those two. Journey. It's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pack your passport now. I think it's connected to this, make something fun and what you really wanted for some time. For magical getaway, prepare to step without looking back. And actually even for home, because card of home could talk about moving. So if you consider those things, maybe it's a sign. And temptation. Are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? This fairy says you have the power to overcome temptation wherever it's. Guys, I'm not sure if I read this word right, but this is a beautiful card to finish your reading because it's a huge support sign for you. Everything that I was talking about, your past karmas, your harmful behavior towards yourself, first of all, or maybe towards others. Sometimes we cope like this. This is a sign for you that you will be able to overcome the temptation. You will be able to learn those skills. And everything that you did before to heal yourself was not wasted. you build that foundation and you continue building this foundation to become stronger and more confident. But even if your healing takes years, it doesn't mean that it doesn't happening. Like, you're doing everything right. And sometimes we need to spend many, many days in working on our level that will allow us to reach the threshold of visible changes. This is from Atomic Habits book, right? Sometimes we spend years, literally, and only after years we see that everything that didn't help us on the first view there that time allow us right now to understand better, allow us right now to refuse from other addictive behaviors, to refuse from other judgment, our judgment. All knowledges that you gained already, they were not wasted. And you continue learning and healing yourself. But maybe right now you're ready to go deeper. You're ready to step into much more mindful level than you were before. Wow. Those were all messages for you, my dear group number 2. If something resonated in you and overall you want to tell me something, I'd be super glad to hear from you in the comment section. I like to communicate with people who communicate with me, obviously. And this would also really help to my channel to grow. And as I said, this is my dream. And you know about it already. If you're still here, you listened to the beginning of the reading. And we'll see you in the next readings. Bye. Hey, group 3, today I decided to choose Passion card. It's so beautiful card with pink color candle. And before we begin with your intention candle, I want to announce that I decided to be straightforward with my manifestation. And I want to manifest and I want to achieve 1,000 subscribers on this channel before this new year. But I won't be able to do it alone, by myself. I will be able to do it only with you. So if you're not still subscribed, please subscribe. It's not a big deal for you. Could be, I believe. But for me, it's a deal breaker. It's so important. And it would be something that we achieved together, because one of my main goals is to build a community here. So please support me right now by subscribing to my channel. And let's do the intention candle lit for you. Focus on the intention that is important for you right now, or if nothing comes to your mind, maybe you can think about the word passion and associations with this passion word and what desires could be connected to your passion. And now do deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's do it together. In and out. In and out. In and out. Are you focused on your intention? Because I'm going to lit this candle to see how spirit reacts on the energy of your intention and overall analyze what's happening right now with this energy. I see that the fire was in the beginning pretty small, but it grew fast and it leans more on the right side. Right side talks about the more masculine approach, more physical or more concrete approach, because left side is more about emotions and right side is more about work. So if your intention, if you need to do some concrete actions for your intention, for example, plan something or prepare some resources, this is the study of your intention, basically preparation and collection of everything that could help you to grow in this intention. So it could be a somewhat boring study because you need to be honest and disciplined right now. It's not so exciting However, this is what would allow you to stay in the energy of your intention longer. This what would help you to receive all benefits from your desire, I guess, what you want to achieve, what you want to receive. And with this fifth house, with passion card, this is such a spring card. Just look at this. This is such my aesthetic, perfectly my aesthetic, because I say it myself exactly with spring. And what we can say about spring, it's the beginning. It's the inspiring beginning. Something in your life wants to begin, already just begun. And this is a time to be fun, to be inspired, not to think a lot, I believe, more to feel passionately. The fifth house talk about our capacity to love, like in the form of affairs, sometimes romance, of course, but also self-expression and creative productivity and performance, obviously. If you are a person for whom creative work is important, this is your time to be inspired and to be the successful newbie, someone who just begin and they have a success because they don't think a lot and they don't overthink a lot. This is really important also. Maybe you can ask yourself a question like what you love enough to share with this world. You need to tap into the energy of your passion and activate your heart, but also like it should be not only on your ideas level, you need to put it into action. You actually need to do something. You actually need to start drawing. You actually need to go and do those actions. Remember that it's just the beginning, so do not expect anything big from your actions, but without, there is no possible ending without the beginning. It's important to remember also. Spark your creative process. Be playful, as I said in the beginning, spontaneous, imaginative, even maybe adventurous. Go on an adventure. If something happening, someone offers you something to do something, how many times I said word something interesting and fun, do it. Just go and do it. Maybe it's time to take some pause from your routine. Maybe. Don't get loose, please. If you have something that makes you supportive and confident, continue repeating it. But find place in your day for this new inspiration. If nothing resonated in you till this moment and you're like, what do you mean? My life is dual, which I might believe is not really true because you chose this card, but it's okay. Then there is an example. You can find a new place in your city that you never visited, even if it would be some boring place. But I believe that you will kind of search on a map and try to think about it, like what I would like to visit, right? This would be a new thing in your life. If you never was there before, even if it's in your city, that's absolutely new environment for you. It's actually cool. I use this instrument a lot when I become too buried down in my everyday projects and I become tired. I would just choose a park on a map and I would visit it. And it could be pretty mediocre park somewhere in near around maybe even. But because it's still new environment and I never saw this park in my life, it allows me to breathe more freely, like a fresher air, fresher energy. Of course, we cannot ignore the fact that this passion could also talk about relationships. And if something like this happening right now in your life, maybe some new relationships, enjoy this passion, enjoy these sparkles, enjoy this fire energy, I believe. Be clever and safe and secure, please. It's really important. Don't forget about your security, never. However, enjoy moments of love, of romance, even if it won't turn into something important and you already see it from the beginning, it doesn't mean that it won't be beneficial for you, and it doesn't mean that you cannot enjoy it and take some joy from it, obviously. Another message for those of you who are already in relationships, for example, it could talk about sparkling them one more time. And long life relationships could be reignited million times because we change, we grow and change. As I said in the previous pile, like, I believe that a year ago was my past life because I'm absolutely different person. So if you grow and change, if your partner grow and change, then you can try to look at your relationships again from different perspective and maybe try together something new and interesting. Who knows? Like, I mean, you can bake pancakes, for example, if you never did this before together. Yes. So overall, this card tells you, like, take a risk to begin. Remember that it's like the energy of first few notes in a song, you know? It's inspiring energy, it's beautiful energy, and enjoy this energy. It doesn't mean that you will finish this song someday. And forget about it. Don't think about this future right now. Sometimes in our life, we need this adolescent energy of inspiration and, you know, like this overly positive attitude. You need to shake maybe your older routine that's happening in your life. It is time, it is happening in your life. Those energies are there and you can use them for your benefit. Just don't forget about security, but don't overthink about consequences, you know, like, damn the consequences, I'm going in. This is what this message means for you. Another two cards for you would be retrograde with review and Cancer with immerse. Such an opposite energy suddenly, bam, like review and immerse. And passion, yeah, I have synesthesia, but I also have many different things, and this is why sometimes I hear what I read, and I also hear movements in videos, even when there is no sound in video. Do you have the same thing? I would be curious. Write down if you have it. So, with passion, we had message for you to play, create, like, be inspiring, inspire others, inspire yourself, and be curious, obviously. With retrograde in the review, you know, actually, retrograde also can have this message like that. It's time right now to break old pattern. It's time to take a break from your behavior that may be already burdening you, you know, something that repeats itself every day for quite some time. This card can tell us about retrograding, right? Changing the pattern, maybe trying something unexpected and new. If the situation, one of the situations that's happening right now in your life, it's something that came to you from the past, this card tells us that we have a chance to redo this, reevaluate, review, obviously, like reconsider, repair. So you need to, if you have this, something from past knocking to your door, you can take this chance to edit it at last. You know what's cool in therapy? Exactly this. We actually can travel to the past and like change it in therapy, because when we learn how to reevaluate situation, when we learn new perspective, when we set our deep buried emotions free, when we allow ourselves to speak them out loud and to accept the fact that they were there, and to wash the shame out of ourselves for the fact that we had those emotions, and take a pride in ourselves for the fact that we were able to learn about ourselves, all of this, and become maybe more vulnerable in that situation, but today stronger due to our work and reevaluation. This is a real life edit. This is a real life time machine, right? We literally change the situations from our past by changing our attitude towards them today. And it could be this message for you here, that revision of some past behavior, of some past situations, could allow you to spark these new emotions and new life. You know, there is a bigger this message for you. It could be not only about something situational here and now, but it could be about new birth in your life. Your new life chapter. It's like the beginning. You are ready. You are the spring bird, young and inspired. You were just born and you want to explore the world, born from the shell of your past. And like, you need to become stronger, obviously, and you need to learn how to fly. But if you will always focus on your shell and how difficult it was for you to break through it, I mean, you won't be able to think about flying. So based on what I already said, also this card can suggest for you to come back to some old business and at last finish it already. Something that's on your mind for quite some time. You're thinking about it. Yeah, like you need to do it. You know it. Maybe it's this time to do it at last. You have huge the spring energy, like I believe it's still fire kind of energy. Fire and water, I don't know, I feel like this. You have this gift from somewhere, I don't know, from your soul, from the stars right now. And you can use this passion to swipe your previous mess. You know, many messages are connected to previous group. If you were drawn to the group number 2, check this out also. I think you can, because I use different words, you know, but I feel the big connections between those things. And sometimes different words about same thing can have huge impact. I need to give you this example just because it's so beautiful. I helped my father to quit smoking for some years already. And we had some results, and then he would come back again. And like we were working on this periodically. And yesterday I called them, and my mom again complained that he is smoking again. And I learned some new statistics about smoking. And to be honest, my dear friend, if you're also smoking, consider quitting, because smoking is the worst drug that we have in a long-term situation. Basically, all worse conditions in our older age connected to smoking. Everything, like body decay, mind decay, Alzheimer, Parkinson's disease, arthritis, obviously other brain states, dementia. What else? What do you want? What else you need? Like the full depression, feeling of loneliness, lack of socialization, problems with hearing, problems with other senses that lead to lack of socialization, that lead to earlier deaths because lack of yeah. I hope it gave you some important information. However, I was talking with him about all those statistics, and I was like, Dad, you become older. Let's face the truth. You're not becoming younger. Like, your body already has its natural changes that are inevitable. But if you're adding nicotine to these changes, like you accumulating your changes like 10 times, 100 times, if you got me, right? So I'm like, I want you to live longer. I want you to be in a straight mind. I want you to see your grandchildren's from me. And it will take some time, to be honest. But like, I want you to be healthy and enjoy your life fullest for many, many years ahead, because you're even still not considered older person. Old person, I believe, starts from somewhere 65 or 70, if I'm not sure. So, and this helped him. He was like, yeah, I inspired. he would give these electronic cigarettes to my mom next day. But the day after, he read in a book about also patterns of behavior, that the problem with smokers is that they experience tension, experience stress that happens to their body because they add nicotine. When you add some substance, no matter which substance, nicotine for example, when you continuously and repeatedly add some substance to your body, after this substance starts to be extracted from your body naturally, you start to experience stress because this already entered your adequate process of balance, let's call it like this. Because this nicotine is already part of your nature, basically, when it starts to vanish in your body, you experience stress. It's obvious. But this stress, smokers feel as a psychological stress. They become more nervous, they become more tired, they become more aggressive, obviously, because we cannot distinguish between physical stress and psychological stress. Here is the important thing. The more stressed smokers become, the more they smoke. And natural reaction, they smoke to be less stressed, while actually each new cigarette and each new milligram of nicotine deepens their upcoming stress when the nicotine would start to vanish from their body. This is why addictions only grow. Slowly sometimes, but surely they grow, because we need to increase our dose. In English, because we spoke in Russian, it was much more impressive, but I hope it also was impressive for you. And if you didn't know this information and if you found it interesting, tell me about it in the comments, please. I would like to know that my work was helpful. So this is about different words about the same situation. Words that he read in the book were light striking. They were crazy. I was like, God, this is so easy. I mean, I knew all this process. I studied it in school, but because I was not able to form it in this way, my words were not so inspiring for him, I believe. But then on the other side, exactly my words helped him to find more information. So never get discouraged if you're trying something and it doesn't work. Remember that each of your tries always accumulates and always give you more in the end when you find the right answer. Allow you to collect all those perspectives and views. So finish your unfinished business. Maybe reconnect with some old friends, with some comfort people, communicate with them, remember good old times with someone. But remember also that you changed. You are a new person already if you will communicate with someone whom you didn't see for quite some time. And enjoy this difference, how it was to communicate with them before and how it is to communicate with them right now. Look at how they changed. Like maybe it would also inspire you, or didn't change. Maybe it will also inspire you, obviously. And in this situation, another message could be for you that, look, this is strange, I know, but with the fifth house and passion, we say, jump in, don't hesitate, it's time, go. With retrograde, sometimes we can say that be a little slower, prepare a little better, at least check everything, like check your equipment. Be sure that you are confident in your preparations. That again, connected first of all to your health and to your maybe resources. So be passionate, but don't be reckless. I think I repeated this message for quite some time, but I mean, this is really important. And I remember in the book there was some phrase, very interesting phrase, and I want to read it exactly about retrograde. You see, I prepared. I did my homework. If you feel called, put regular work aside and attend to a side agenda, a sole important short-term project that urgently needs every bit of wisdom you've garnered. Yep. That's why I highlighted it, because in my opinion it was connected to your passion situation. If something is calling you right now, some side project maybe. Put all your attention to this right now. Something that your soul could need here and now, something inspiring and passionate. It could help you to recharge and to restore energies that you lost during many, many days of work. But we ignored our beautiful Cancer, which actually could talk about like review, immerse, right? Like they could be really connected, those two energies. But if we will talk about Cancer just by itself, Cancerian energy is about diving deep into the sea of our emotions and coming home again. Cancerian energy is about home. It's connected to the moon, and it is connected to all processes of nurturing in our body. So if you experience any tension or pain or problems with your breast or digestive system, with your mouth also, I hope you don't smoke, you don't have problems with your mouth and your throat. But if you do, this is a sign from the God for you right now that it's time to stop, it's time to search for help. So if you experience problems in those parts of your body, next messages could be important for you to balance these energies. Because to balance energy of Cancer in you, you need to become the emotional leader, which allows you to connect with your parental archetype. So it's like the king or queen of cups energy. Maybe in current situation in your life, you are called to parent someone. And if that's so, remember about balance and remember that the best parenting that we can give to someone is by modeling their behavior with our actions. Modeling means that, first of all, we do best, we do something that is good, and those people who consider us their parents, sometimes those people are our friends, and sometimes those people are our parents, like my father, for example. So they would look at us and they would learn from our actions. They would learn not from our lections to them. So if you want to be a good example in your situation where you're kind of older and more mature, show them what's the best. Remember about your self-care. Remember about your boundaries. Show them how to build boundaries, not just by talking about those boundaries, but demonstrating them. When you are tired, when you're exhausted, you cannot help them in this moment. You can help them later. And it's okay, and it's absolutely normal. It doesn't mean that you don't love them. On the other side, if you feel need for parenting, of course, if you have good relationships with your parents, you can connect with them and you can spend some time with them. However, on the other side, it is important to find connection to the spiritual energy of divine archetype of the mother and divine archetype of the father. And our mother is earth and our father is sky. And you can easily start working on straightening the connection to those energies by doing quick grounding meditation. All you would need is to sit or lie in a comfortable position. Maybe close your eyes if it's comfortable for you. Do deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth, as we did in the beginning of the reading. And after this, try to imagine how your roots from down part of your body grow down deep into the earth and grow till the moment they reach the center of the earth with its nurturing, energetic, warm, light, bright energy. All of this, what's happening in the center of the earth. And feel like your roots nourish from this energy. Feel like they can bring you this energy to your body. Talk with Mother Earth in this moment. Ask her. That's what I do. Literally, that's what I do maybe pretty much nearly every day. Mother Earth, please help me. Please give me your energy and support. Please show me your love. Please give me your confidence. Show me how to be confident. That's what I ask, right? Stability, balance. Allow me to balance my energy. Help me to balance my energy. those requests that I give to my Mother Earth. Show me your love and tenderness. Give me your compassion. That's what we can ask. And after you start to feel some energy, or just, it's okay if you don't feel anything. It's absolutely okay to just imagine it. Scientifically proven, when we imagine something, we actually activate those parts of our body. So you still have impact when you just imagine. And after you work on the energy with Mother Earth, connection to Mother Earth, you connect to the energy of the sky or of the light that is above you, and this is the Father. You can imagine how endless ball of light maybe, or just cloud of life comes down to your 7th chakra, to your crown. Lately I started to imagine, literally, because I have roots in this moment, right, that are connected to earth. I just suddenly realized that the word crown could mean the crown of a tree. Yes, if you already knew it, you can congratulate me, because it was first time in my life. I just realized it a few days ago. So basically, now I imagine how this is a crown of my tree, right? How those are my leaves and my branches. I start to imagine them from the heart, because heart also received this light. And imagine how you open your crown and it expands and it starts to consume more and more light. And this light enters your body and it also nourishes you and it also cleans you. And you can ask the Father, obviously, to cleanse, to inspire you, to bring calmness. Everything that you can imagine you would ask for the Father, maybe also security, who knows? This is, this type of practice is something that should be in your everyday life. Because if you're a passionate person, and I obviously see it here, if you experience some waves of emotions, today you're high, tomorrow you're low, and like so many things happening, you have to find at least one concrete practice, quick and sweet. The more you do it, the faster it will be and the easier it will be to imagine. It will stabilize you and balance you in any of those energies that you experience. And Cancer also could warn us about being too empathic and about need to cleanse our energies and need to learn how to distinguish between our emotions and emotions of others. Because shadow part of parental energy is basically don't understand what is yours and what is theirs, and taking too much responsibility on yourself, like too much blending you into others when others suffering and you suffering. That, like, this type of parenting doesn't really work, to be honest. Nourish, right? This is the main word with this energy, and like Cancer tell you to nourish the connections, nourish body, garden if you have some plants, maybe community. Overall, like your temple of health, your temple of your body, nourish. It's time to do this thing for your body, do this thing for your health. You are thinking about it, you're slowly walking towards this thing, but now it's time to spend some time on actually just paying all your attention to your body, or to your connections, or to your community. Again, something that calls you and wants you and needs your attention right now. And another message that is connected to previous group also from Cancer would be like deepen your connection with home. And if you want to really listen about home, that's definitely previous group. We talked about home a lot there. Those messages are so separate. But I hope if you're still here, that means that they are resonating in you and you see bigger connection between them in your life. Maybe many things happening in the same moment and you needed to hear separate messages. Or maybe you can, as I said, easily connect them together and understand more than I can see. You also might, as I said, Cancerian energy is an energy of moon, and our moon responsible not only for our emotions, but also for our intuition. So by working on your intuition, and what does it mean? First of all, cleanse your mind, cleanse your energetic input inside you. If you spend too much energy on social media, on screens, that's what makes your intuition more dual. And silence, definitely. This is my main message for everyone in this reading. Ask for help. Angels are celestial beings who protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. Such a beautiful message. If you work with angels, please work, continue working. If you don't work with angels, don't be intimidated by this idea. You don't actually need to know absolutely anything about them because you're always connected to your angels. You can just, again, do, for example, this quick grounding meditation. And after this, literally imagine how you connect to higher energies and talk to them, like ask them straightforwardly, my dear angels, please help me, blah, 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 with this and this. I actually really resonate with the energy of angels. I don't know about them a lot, and I don't think that it's really important. Purity. Always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart, and within it, you will find the answer to your question. And this is purity, right? About cleansing yourself, and about pure intention also. Something in your current situation could contain some lie, could contain some self-sabotage in your behavior. You feel it, you know that it's not the best thing for you, and how to help yourself to set yourself free from this behavior is to talk straightforwardly with your heart. What do you actually want, my dear love? What do you actually want to receive or achieve? And how can I help you? Does this behavior actually helping you? Stargazing. When you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. Brain processing faster than mouth. This is the concrete suggestion on how to increase your intuition. Go for stargazing. And tree wisdom. The tree dryad will help you navigate through your current situation. Her flute can reveal insights and answers through the sounds it makes. Beautiful. You know what? This is so beautiful. When I was meditating on your energy, I got the message, walk outside, connect with the nature and all this stuff. And and now we got this message here. And with stargazing and purity actually, and asking for help from angels and those green colors, maybe it's time, an adventurous energy in fifth house and passion. Maybe it is time to go for this travel, for this adventure. It should not be far away. It's okay. It could be somewhere close, but it should be somewhere in the nature, obviously. The nature will help you to navigate through the situations. The sounds that nature makes could clear your energy. Literally, sound healing might happen, healing from the nature sounds. And of course, you can listen for them on any device. Puring yourself. If you can stay in camping for the whole night somewhere near the stars, that would be so inspiring. This would be life-changing healing situation. If you cannot camp, for example, that's okay. Just find a way how to find stars in your life. Again, maybe, for example, even you can use some digital devices, and it's normal. The main thing is your intention when you're doing this. And I think those were all messages for you, my dear group number 3. Your group was really interesting for me. And if you're still here, I definitely want to hear from you in the comment section. And as I said in the beginning, we need to hit those 1,000 subscribers till the end of this year. So please consider subscribing and supporting my channel. And I will see you next readings. Bye.